Hello friends, and welcome into the show as we address the pace of play in the world of golf. Are you this slow? I hope not, because today's program is going to cover a lot of ground and you're going to have to get moving as we explore golf life and fun in the Battle Creek area. Hey there, big guy.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, shining the spotlight on the best places to play, stay, and celebrate the greatest game on earth. Stay connected to Michigan Golf Live 24/7 on Facebook, X, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And subscribe for free to our weekly FORE Golfers Network podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are found.
Crikey, look at her. Isn't she a beauty? Hey look, I know I can't do the accent, but when you're standing near hundreds of alligators, is the accent really all that important? You would have tried it too. Hello friends, and welcome into the program. Bill Hobson here, and yes, we are a golf program, but we also love to introduce you to golf, life, and fun in the regions that we feature. Well, the region that we're featuring today is the greater Battle Creek, Calhoun County region, where on the golf course, my number one goal today is to go bogey free in Battle Creek. But for the rest of the program, we really want to showcase for you how your entire family can come to this area and have an incredible time. You ready, Smiley? Did not mean to hit Smiley on the snout. Probably not going to stand here much longer. Let's get out to our first featured golf course as we embark on our goal of being bogey-free throughout Battle Creek. We'll come back here to the Critchlow Alligator Sanctuary a little bit later on. As we embark on our quest to be bogey-free in Battle Creek, our first stop is the beautiful Cedar Creek Golf Course, where they have selected 5 very challenging holes for yours truly. Let me bring in Zach Rutherford, who's part of the team here. He's going to serve as my tour guide and sort of the caddy, lending guidance to these 5 holes. Let me thank you up front for picking 5 of the hardest holes out here.
Yeah, that's what I was told to do, so that's what I did.
A man who follows directions. Now let's see if I can follow directions. What's the strategy on this par 5 with water crossing the fairway twice?
So here at number 3, the strategy is to hit a 250-yard tee shot. That'll leave you just short of the first pond. And then the second shot, you want to hit about a 150-yard shot. Make sure you keep it left of the out of bounds, obviously. And then that'll leave you about 120 yards coming into the green. The green kind of funnels in, everything funnels in, so it leaves you with a nice little 120-yard wedge coming in.
So there's only a gentle breeze coming at us today, but I'm going to tell everybody it's basically a hurricane, just in case things don't go well.
It sounds good.
I've never been accused of being a great student, so my caddy said to hit one in the fairway. I put it under a tree. Our goal for the second shot is to hit something about 155-ish. Got to keep it under this tree and out of the water on the other side. Okay, I can see it. It's bouncing and it's dry. We've accomplished at least one goal today. Okay, we got out from behind the tree successfully. We've got 127 in. Little pitching wedge to set up a birdie, we hope. Except we pulled it about 13 yards left of the green. All right, we're going to test out the short game. Well, Zach hit a beauty in there from the fairway. Now I've got to get up and down to save par. That's too much. That's going to go for a while. Sit right there. All right, we've got to test for the putter. Did not hit a very good chip. Left it about 6 feet above the hole. A little slippery. We're going to go inside left to save par. We escaped even through one in our goal of going bogey free in Battle Creek. After that first hole where Zach told me to hit a very poor wedge and a bad chip, I decided to swap out playing partners and bring in another member of the Cedar Creek team because I can't have that kind of caddying in my quest to remain bogey free. So Matt Alderink is going to join me here on number 6, a par 3 that looks like one of those narrow tunnels you might see in your bad dreams.
Yeah, you got to shoot to go through off that tee box. and then you got OB all down the right, pretty safe to say the middle of the green is going to be your best option. Anywhere from 150 to 170 yards. Long left, not the play. Middle of the green's a safe play.
We're playing at about 172 today. What happens if you're a right-handed golfer that's accustomed to playing a nice big draw with your irons?
That's tough. I mean, you're going to be hugging that left side pretty tight. You know, it's not going to be ideal, but you can make it happen.
All right, we got 165 to that back pin. We'll try a little 7-iron here. It's hugging the right side, but it should catch me a little green, I think. Maybe. Okay, so my playing partner runs in a 35-footer, and I'm a couple steps off the edge, so today looks like it's going to be a short game workout. Get in, get in. How about we just match birdies and go on to the next hole? Okay, we played hole 3, we played hole 6. Now Zach is back as we jump ahead to the back 9 and a beautiful 13th hole. Walk us through this massive dogleg right.
Yeah, so this is a dogleg right. You want to hit your driver to the left of the fairway because there is a grass bunker if you miss it right. And then from there, you have about a 150-yard shot uphill. Plays about 2 clubs longer. And then when you go up on the green, everything slopes from right to left.
It's not an overly long par 4, but it definitely has a lot of teeth to it.
Yes, it definitely does. I mean, there's pine trees on both sides of the fairway, so you got to hit an accurate drive and a good second shot up there to make sure you can secure a par.
Okay, I hit a pretty good tee shot. Ends up right in the middle of the fairway. For real this time, it's not editing. We're playing it down. Got 111 left to the pin and back. Playing up to about 117. So we're gonna hit a wedge, hopefully a little low with some spin on it. A little jump to the right. We'll see how that one turned out. Maybe we can get a birdie putt out of it. You know, it's wild. From back down in the fairway, when I hit this shot, I really did think it had gotten all the way back there, but that's kind of the challenge of 13. It's picking the right distance with your iron. So now we've left an uphill, man, probably a 30-footer here for birdie. Let's make sure we get it there. Hop in there for me. All right, we can live with that par. Not bad. Good luck, Zach. 2 holes left in our challenge here at Cedar Creek. Matt, number 15, it's got a little bit of a bend to it. Take us through the strategy.
So there's a bunker on the left about 235. Usually that's a pretty good starting point for amateur golf. You can go through the fairway. If you go too straight towards the pine trees, it's about a 255 through the fairway. So normally, just cut it off the right side of that bunker, you're gonna be a safe play.
You planning to make another birdie on me?
I'm gonna try.
I thought so. All right, that was a pretty good drive. I've left myself with 81 yards in, which is kind of an in-between distance for me. Let's see if we can get something close. Now spin a little bit for me. Spin right there. Well, it's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I took my wedge a little deeper than I had intended, so instead of having a nice tap-in birdie, we're looking at about 22 feet of right to left break. Matt's in for par after a beautiful effort. See if we can sneak one in. Hit that kind of hard. Oh, it broke at the very end and curled around behind. All right, well, we might be able to make a par with that. Man, that broke 88% of the break in the last foot. It's crazy. We have 1 hole remaining here at Cedar Creek, and what a beautiful course this is, Zach. Kudos to the entire team. The conditioning is splendid all the way through.
Thank you.
And now we come to a par 5 finishing hole, roughly 520 yards from the blue tees where we're playing today. Take us through the challenge.
So you're going to hit a driver off the tee. We got 2 bunkers that are about 235 yards out. You want to split those 2 right down the middle of the fairway. It's a dogleg left. You got trees on both sides of the fairway. That kind of tightens it up by the green. You hit your second shot about 200 yards, and it'll leave you about a wedge in and a nice wedge to the green and make your putt for birdie.
Sounds like a scoreable opportunity here on 18.
Yes, it's the final hole, and it's always nice to end on a birdie.
That's what keeps you coming back for more.
Yes, correct.
All right, I've got about 50-ish yards left to a front pin. Zach hit a beautiful bunker shot up there. I'd love to get this up and down, make a 4 to close things out. Need a little kick right here. Oh, it's drifting right a little bit. We might have inside of 10 feet. Let's take a look at that one for our closing putt. Great up and down for birdie by Zach. Now my final putt here at Cedar Creek, this one for birdie, about 5 feet away. Not many people could miss this, but I do have a knack. Maybe. Yes, sir! We have done it. The first leg of our Battle Creek bogey-free journey complete. Guys, thank you. Zach, great playing. Matt, great playing as well. What a great course this is. I hope when you come to Battle Creek, you'll tee it up here at Cedar Creek. Now, it's time for some dinner. We have headed to downtown Marshall for a slice of history and some really good food inside the iconic Schuler's Restaurant and Pub. Joe Karen has been here for quite some time as the general manager.
Nice to see you today.
It's good to be here. Can you take us into the history? What makes this such a special place?
Yeah, so Schuler's has been around for a while. We're actually celebrating our 115th anniversary this year. So Albert Schuler started a little sandwich shop right in downtown Marshall. About 10 years later, he purchased this building that we're in that was called the Royal Hotel and turned this into his restaurant, and we've been here ever since.
Schuler's is known for its prime rib. So what's the secret? Spill it. Come on.
Well, we can't give up all the secrets, but it is slow roasted in the English tradition, and it's something we've been doing for a long time here.
And not to be forgotten, dessert time. The famous?
The pecan ball, you got to try that.
About the size of a volleyball, it looked like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if many people are aware that you can also stay at Schuler's. What's upstairs?
Yeah, so back in 2022, we started a project where we developed 7 new apartments and 5 hotel rooms on the 2nd and 3rd floors of the restaurant here. The space had been empty for over 50 years, and we revitalized it and activated the space again. So it's awesome to have guests come in, they can have dinner, and they can have the overnight experience, enjoy what Marshall has to offer.
What a way to round out the first part of our visit to Battle Creek in Calhoun County. So far, we're bogey-free, but we are definitely not calorie-free. What a great experience at Schuler's in downtown Marshall. I highly recommend it, and make sure you cap it off with the sundae. We're back to the golf course when we continue in our quest to go bogey-free throughout Battle Creek. Stick around. Welcome back into the program and our quest to remain bogey-free in Battle Creek. We'll head back to the golf course in just a second, but I also know that you, as a golfer, are always looking for a pretty cool vibes place to hang out after your round. I think we found one. It's called Map Brewing. Come on in. You know, we all carry around our Michigan map, so I love the name Map
Thank you.
Brewing. What's special about your place?
So we are located in downtown Battle Creek in a historic building on the beautiful Battle Creek River. We make all of our beer here on site. We have great pizza, we have a great team, nice atmosphere, do a lot of live music and events.
I think about this place as a post-golf round stop for the buddies trip. And I would have to think you see a few groups like that come in.
We do. We are great for post-golf. For one, we have great beer and pizza, as I mentioned. We also have lots of space, big tables, so we get a lot of big groups in that can come and sit. There's plenty of room, as you can see, to mingle. You don't have to be seated if you don't want to. We've got a great outdoor patio. Map is located in the downtown social district, so you can get a beer from here to go and walk around the beautiful city.
Now that's what we call a brief visit to a really cool place, Map Brewing. Now, you all have your hand map with you wherever you go in the state of Michigan, even if you're not from Michigan. Now it's time for us to head back to the golf course and continue our quest to remain bogey-free in Battle Creek. Straight ahead, we head over to Binder Park. I don't know what pops into your mind when you think about a municipal golf course, but I think you're going to be very impressed by the beauty that's on display here over the next few minutes. And I'm not talking about me or my co-host. Come on in here. He is the director of golf, the PGA professional, Alex Johnson at Binder Park. Right, so here we are in the Muni world.
Yep.
But it doesn't feel that way. What's this course like?
It's beautiful. The layout's awesome. And I think one thing that comes to my mind is the wildlife that we have out here. It just really sets apart the municipal factor that we're very fortunate to have.
You have 3 nines on this property. We are going to start our quest to be bogey free in Battle Creek. We're going to start on the preserve here on the 4th hole. So what's the challenge here on number 4?
Well, the challenge is that it's a little bit of a longer golf hole. If you go too far left off the tee, you're going to find yourself in some trees. Too far to the right, you kind of have a blind second shot in. And it's just a long hole that you kind of got to just play smart. And if you take a par, absolutely be happy with it and just move on from there.
Alex wasn't kidding about that approach shot. It's pretty much completely blind from where I am. I think you might be able to see the flag as the bird goes up in the air. I've got 170 in, so I'm going to try to hit a nice full 7-iron here. See if we can start things off at Binder Park with a green in regulation. Well, it's got potential. It looks like it's a little right of the green, or maybe the flag, I'm not sure. We'll find out together when we get up there. I didn't quite get the 7-iron on the right platform. The false front got me, so those of you who've been watching for a few minutes may remember a chip in at Cedar Creek in a similar situation. Man, I would love to recreate that moment here. Go, 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 go. That looks closer on camera than it actually is. That's probably a 7-footer for par. Yep, left that chip a little bit short. See if we can run one in to stay even here. All right, so far so good. Snuck out a par on 4. We move right ahead to number 5. 186, par 3 over the marsh. This ought to be easy.
Right, and I think that's the first thing that I think of is passing the eye test first, is you got your swampland right there, and then the green that kind of slants right back towards you. So being short of the hole is really the spot where you want to be, because it is easy to go long at times and then everything's facing away from you. So being short is the key on this one.
We've only played 1 hole, and that green had a unique complex surrounding it, where if you didn't carry it the right distance, it's coming down off the front like mine did.
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Same thing here.
Am I going to see this pattern repeated throughout Binder Park?
There's a possible chance on some holes. Most of them are a little more flat, but definitely some raised greens out here that can fall back to you a little bit.
Against the advice of Alex, I went ahead and missed off the edge. So again, an up and down moment to save par. Pulled it left a little bit. We're going to have an increasingly frustrating putt. Get in. Okay, we are escaping by the skin of our teeth so far. It's time to hit a green in regulation, don't you think? There are 27 holes here at Binder Park. We are now on the 2nd tee of the Marsh 9. And as we were driving up here, I thought this one has some teeth to it. So what's the challenge of number 2?
Well, going too far to the right with the drive can lead it to the swampy, marshy area, and then too far to the left can end up in some trees. And that green is tricky as well, wanting to stay south of that hole location.
So the pro tip is drive should favor center of fairway.
Exactly right.
Really?
Even a little bit to the left is fine, but right's gone. So.
Then what challenge awaits us when we get up to the green? We've had challenges on each of the first 2 holes.
Well, kind of like the last hole we just played, everything is going to fall towards the front of the green again. So making sure you're staying below that hole is very important.
It's a park here at Binder Park, and so there are a lot of trees. This one looks like it's fairly full and intimidating. I've got 150 in. I'm going to try to hook an 8-iron and avoid the pine needles. Just got around the edge, drawing a little bit. Just crept onto the very front. Maybe a little chip and a putt. This is becoming a recurring theme as I'm skirting the edges of every green, it seems like. We got to get up and down yet again to save par. Let's get one to the hole this time, shall we? Sit right there. I think we can make that one. Our final hole takes us over to the natural. It's the first hole on the natural, and it looks rather intimidating here at the Natural. So
Yep.
what are we doing?
Absolutely right. So this is probably one you're going to want to keep your driver in the bag for, go with an iron or a hybrid off of, and then uphill green on that second shot with still the pond in front of you. That's definitely the daunting part. Not only the first shot, but the second shot as well with some water out there.
You know, I have yet to hit a green in your presence here. Rumor has it that I have hit greens in my lifetime, but I have no visual evidence for you, so maybe here.
Here's the spot. I'm saying it's happening.
Well, for my final approach shot here at Binder Park, I managed to hit it into some pretty juicy rough. I've got about 130 uphill, and it has rained here recently, so things are a little damp. Let's see if we can hit our first green in reg here at Binder. Got to dig a 9-iron out. That flew, that might be deep. 4 on the green. Oh no, it was a good shot. Just off the back edge. That approach shot kind of jumped out of the rough, so I'm above the hole, back collar. Left to right are about 2.5 feet for birdie. I'm gonna miss that on the low side, but with just about 16 inches to go, I think we're safe to escape Binder Park bogey free without hitting a single green in regulation. I don't recommend trying that at home. Okay, we made it through Binder Park at even par, and I promised you that we would return to the unique place we opened the show from. It's called the Critchlow Alligator Sanctuary, and before we play any more golf, I have to introduce you to the team leader here, who is Lita Kelly, so you can give everybody a feel for what an incredible place this is.
Oh, well, thank you. We work hard around here to give everyone a unique experience, but also it's for the animals, really. If we weren't around, I don't know what other place would take them. So.
There are some prehistoric creatures just over your shoulder, so what will people find when they come visit this sanctuary?
Yeah, so we are a rescue-only facility for reptiles, and we specialize in alligators. So they're gonna see well over 200 alligators. We've got turtles, snakes, lizards, other species of crocodilians, so some crocodiles, and so they get to see all sorts of really unique animals that are not native to Michigan.
And the up-close experience that you can have with prehistoric creatures. Families are welcome.
Absolutely.
Golf groups are welcome.
Absolutely.
Everybody's welcome.
Absolutely.
We continue our quest to be bogey-free in Battle Creek or in Calhoun County by heading over to Marshall and the beautiful Medalist golf course. My friend Lowell Weaver is the man here. We're going to play together a bit. So let me have you right here on this 4th tee. Tell us the strategy to conquer the 4th hole.
Get a par or better.
Well, yeah, I don't even see the rest of the hole. This one obviously has some challenge to it.
So our course is set up, the first 3 holes are pretty wide open. You can kind of grip or rip it, get warmed up, and then you cross the road here and get to number 4 and say, okay, what just happened? It's a long par 5. As you can see, it's a slight dogleg left. You've got a swamp down after your tee shot. But it's a very careful tee shot you have to hit here. And then after you do that, you think, okay, I hit a good tee shot, I'm in play, no problem. Then you get up there, like you said, you'll get up there, you'll see, uh-oh, I got this. So can you clear the swamp? Can you not clear the swamp? So you got to figure out your shot for the next one. It's a tough par 5.
I notice you've come to the tee with less than driver in your hands.
I have, yeah. So distance isn't my problem, direction is. So for me, a driver hits it a little too far and goes through the fairway a little bit. So for me, I hit a 3-wood or a hybrid out into the fairway, hopefully, and then I can decide what I want to do with my next shot.
Back on the tee box, Lowell advised that I not hit it to the right side, so I promptly hit it to the right side. I have no chance to get over the marsh, so I've just got to punch one down and then set up a long 3rd shot here, since I ignored my caddy's advice. That should be all right down there, and then we see how we can squeeze one in for the 3rd shot. Well, because I had to punch out, I've left myself with 225 in for my 3rd shot on a par 5. Not the ideal distance you're looking for. If you're thinking about a birdie, and it's going to make par kind of challenging as well. Struck that pretty well. Let's see if it kicks left off that ridge. Oh, it'd help if I hit it to the ridge. But we do have a putt, so you're saying there's a chance. I've played this par 5 a little bit different than most of you might. I've gone driver, wedge, 3-wood. most commonly you'd go driver 3-wood wedge. So now we've got a big time uphill right to left breaker to somehow get a 4 or a 5 out of this. Get over that crest. Oh, come on. All right, we might be able to save a 5 out of that if Lowell's gonna give it to me. All right, we squeezed out a par on number 4, which was a challenge for me because I didn't listen to your advice. Now we come up to number 7, and a reminder of how beautiful the par 3s are here at the Medalist. But there's some teeth in this one.
Yeah, they're very pretty, but they are also very tough. We're blessed today. Tees are over on the left a little bit, so the angle's a little better for us. So we can stub one up there and get a little closer, a little easier. That bunker's not really in play from this angle as it would be from our right side, but it's still a tough par 3.
I understand it has a nickname to it.
Yeah, we call it the Little Terror. Because it's not real long, but there's a lot of trouble. You pretty much have to hit it on the green, in the bunker, or you're gonna drop somewhere. That's how tough it is.
Okay, we had 142 back off the tee. So for me today, since we're just getting started, that's a kind of an easy 8-iron. Now we got a little bit of a right to lefter, a little bit downhill. I'm gonna leave that way short because I didn't hit it. Had the right line, but I did not hit it. But away we go, and what a beautiful par 3 this one is. Okay, you started us on a par 5, then we went to a par 3, and now on the 10th tee, a stout par 4.
Yeah, you start off the back 9 with 2 tough holes. As you know, number 11 is one of our toughest holes in the state, I think, actually.
Yep.
So, but this is a tough tee shot here on 10 too. So we got a couple of tough holes that we would play on the back 9. Then it gets a little easier after that, finally.
So if we land the tee shot in the fairway, what's the rest of the challenge?
Oh, it's a piece of cake. It's a little bit of an up par 4. The green is kind of flat, but it's up a little bit, so you got to make sure you get it up in the air. You can't hit short and run it up there, depending on where the flag is at. But it's a smaller green for us out here. But if you get your tee shot in play, it's not a tough hole after that. But the tee shot, as you can see, is not real easy.
Lowell absolutely pummeled his drive and landed it in the middle of the fairway. I did the opposite, which is going to make, well, certainly no birdies in play. It's going to make par quite a challenge. We got to get under those branches and not hook it left into the hazard. Easy shot. That made a lot of noise off that branch, but it got through, and it's just down short of the bunker in the left. That was a pretty fortunate break on a number of levels, so we have a chance to get up and down for par. At the Medalist, when you drive it out of position and you have to punch into safety, you put par at risk. Need that to spin a lot. I hit it too hard. Oh, we've got a tough putt coming. To recap my performance here on number 10, really bad drive, decent second shot, and a really poor chip. Gets me about 25 to 30 feet above the hole to save par. Stretch, stretch. Boy, you can't leave that short. All right, there's our first bogey of the trip here. Number 10 on the Medalist got me. The bogey I made on 10 was such a shock to the golf universe that a storm came in. So now we step up on the 16th tee with bright sunshine and a beautiful day.
And what a change in scenery, huh? This is awesome.
Tell me this is an easy birdie, please.
Oh, they're all easy. Every hole's easy. So at our golf course, you got to survive the middle of the golf course. And 10 is one of them that you have to try to survive. But once you get to 15, it's a lot easier. So you just got to survive that middle. 16 is what we're playing today. It's a pretty short par 4. It's got 2 fairways. So I aimed down the middle, hoping to hit one of the 2.
Yep.
So it's got a wide open fairway on the right, a little tighter one on the left, a little straighter, a little better angle into the pin. So it's a risk and reward hole. You can decide how straight you're hitting the ball today. If you think you're hitting it pretty straight, you aim down the left, easy birdie. Hit on the right, easy par, possibility of birdie. So it's up to you.
I notice you have a hybrid in your hand, or 5-wood, and I have a driver in my hand. So this is the example of risk reward.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, after the rain, things are a little bit softer, which actually may have worked to my benefit because it kept me perhaps out of that bunker and certainly out of this rough. I've got 125 to a back pin. Lowell has hit a very nice shot back there already. Let's see if we can make up for the bogey we made on 10. Get one close here. pulled it a little bit. That's going to be an adventurous putt. Did not get that wedge as close as I had hoped. After the rain, things are slowed a little bit, so let's make sure we get one there. It's got a chance. Just hit the brakes. But we might escape with our 4. Lowell has officially conceded the putt. But I had to make it anyways because it's finally in my range. We step onto the 18th tee at the Medalist. I'm +1 on our round. Lowell's like -7 somehow. Get my cover up.
-1.
-1?
Maybe -1.
Well, either way, you seem to be the leader heading towards the clubhouse. What's the challenge here on the closing hole at the Medalist?
So the 18th hole is kind of another cool hole, risk and reward. So we're playing the white tees today. There are 3 fairway bunkers on the right-hand side, so you can decide if you're worried about hitting the fairway and you're worried about those bunkers because you don't want to be in those bunkers, then they go from 190 to 230. So if you can hit it over the bunkers, don't worry about it. If you can hit it into the bunker, you might want to either hit something that lays up a little shorter, then you got a long iron into the green, or hit it down the middle of the fairway and not worry about anything.
And the approach shot left is no good.
Yeah, you got water on the left. Everything banks down that way, so you can actually miss it a little bit right, and it'll kick down for you into the green. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be left to the pin too much.
And on some days, you might even have a gallery of either supporters or hecklers up
Oh
there.
yeah, you got both going on up there. Yeah, there's a lot of times people are sitting up there and either clapping or they're laughing, one or the other.
I believe Lowell's advice to me was don't hit it to the right side because there are some large bunkers there. So here we are, 170 away. Gonna take a 7-iron, try to catch it clean. That moisture has made the bunker pretty firm, so hopefully we can get her clean. Well, the good news is we got it clean. Bad news is we missed a little bit right, but it might kick down to give us a chance at saving our par. Well, that bunker shot almost kicked off this mound down onto the green, but I think the moisture held it up. So, got a big right to left breaker on this chip. We'll play it about 6 feet out to the right, hopefully. That might be good if it gets over that little ridge right there. Oh, they're a little slower. All right, gonna have a tough putt to save par. Well, now we're faced with the downside of leaving that chip 7 feet short because we still have a big right to left bender to save par and escape the Medalist with only 1 bogey on the card, hopefully. Maybe. We made one. We saved a par. And now, Lowell and I are going to head into that beautiful clubhouse and have a little dinner. Why don't you come with us? As beautiful as the golf course is out there, that's how good the restaurant is in here. So Lowell, the menu is vast, much more than people might expect coming to the golf course. Take us on a tour of what's in front of us.
Yeah, so we have in front of us right here, right in front of you is one of our signature dishes. It's the Michigan chicken. Traditional club, there again, a lot of food. The onion rings, we make our onion rings in-house with a beer batter, and that's a very popular onion ring that we have right there.
And right in front of you,
we have a bluegill dinner.
Fresh caught right out of the hazard on 18?
Right on the pond on 18. When I was looking for my golf ball, I found it.
Well, we already knew that the Medalist was a destination golf course, and now you all know that the Medalist is a destination restaurant. It's really, really good. Lowell and I have moved out onto the balcony to cap off that wonderful meal in the perfect way with the Medalist exclusive called the Dirty Golf Ball. His is covered in peanut butter cup, mine in Oreos. No idea why they gave us all these extra spoons, because there's zero chance that I'm sharing this with anybody. We will continue on our quest to go bogey-free in Battle Creek, even though my personal streak ended here at the Medalist. I can live with that as long as I have one of these. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back into the show. We will head right back to the golf course in a moment, but as any golfer really knows, you've got to be properly fueled up to perform at optimum levels. And that's why we've come to downtown Battle Creek to take you inside a really cool place called New Holland Brewing, where they're known for a lot of fun, really cool energy, a great vibe, and something called the pepperoni pinwheel. Take a look at this and everything else happening in New Holland Brewing. I love good food. Is there good food here?
There's very good food here. One of the items that is the most popular and is a flagship item would be our pepperoni pinwheels. Probably one of the most popular things that we sell here. We have our outside beer garden where people can just come and relax, and we have TVs everywhere where you can see any of the golf tournaments happening. We just have a full menu, beer, spirits, wine, anything you could want. We always have entertainment on the weekends here outside, and we just really try to bring the energy for people to want to come here.
We have reached the final stop in our quest to go bogey-free throughout Battle Creek. And if you are at all familiar with the Gull Lakeview family of courses, you know that they have wonderful challenges everywhere you look. 6 courses. We have come to one that has hosted more championships than any other. It's called Bedford Valley. Let me bring in my friend Jake Hierlin, who is the marketing director, who knows all these courses really well.
Absolutely.
Over the years, we've hit shots together on Stoughton Bray and Stonehenge and some of the others. I don't think we've ever been together at Bedford.
We have not, yes. Bedford Valley, we acquired in 1988. It used to be a country club out here. The Scott family purchased it. And ever since, it's been known as the big course to the locals. Tips out over 7,000 yards. We host a lot of state tournaments, college tournaments. 25 plus years running, we've hosted the Michigan Senior Open out here, so it is a true championship course and a great test for golfers.
We are going to have a great test because so far throughout my time in this Battle Creek region, I believe I'm 1 over through all the holes we've played.
All right.
We are standing on the 10th tee of Bedford Valley, and we're going to play all 5 of our holes together on the back. We're going to start out with a stout challenge.
Yep, number 10 is a tough par 4. If you want to miss, you're going to want to miss to the right. If you miss to the left, you're going to have some trees blocking your way, hitting into an elevated green. So might want to club up on your approach shot, and it's quite a big green with a bunker challenging us right in front.
Jake doesn't know that I've been playing from the trees for the majority of today's program, so we'll try to keep it out of there and in the short grass here as we tackle Bedford. If you look really closely, way up there about 75 yards, you'll see Jake's drive, because Jake didn't hit the ground before he hit the ball. So I'm left with 170 yards in, up the hill with the bunker guarding the front. I refuse to do things the easy way. Oh, I caught a limb. Like I said, I refuse to do things the easy way. Well, it didn't hit a very good drive. I managed to hit this big tree on my second shot. So saving par here is going to require a pretty decent up and down from down here in the valley, at Bedford Valley. I need that to spin right close there. Why does it seem like I've had like 8 par putts of about this length today at the places we have visited? Let's see if we can start off at Bedford, saving a par. We cannot. The inaccuracy has finally caught up with me. Maybe I can get one back with a birdie coming up. Nice par by Jake on number 10. Really poorly played bogey by yours truly. So I'm going to try to shake that off and maybe grab a birdie somewhere. Is 11 the time that can happen?
I think 11 is the time that can happen. Slight dog leg to the right, so you're going to want to hit a little bit of a cut here off this tee if you can find the fairway. Should leave you with a pretty good look into the green that slopes from the back to the front, so you're going to want to keep that ball below the hole.
This one's not terribly long,
nope,
but precision is part of it.
Precision is key on this hole, absolutely.
Good news, we found the fairway. We've got 141 left in, which for me is generally a nice solid 9-iron. Let's see if we can hit a green and set up a birdie putt. Felt good, drifting a little bit right, and it's on the green. We finally hit a green in regulation. Cue the marching band. It's been a while since I've been able to say confidently this is a birdie putt. I've had a number of birdie chips. Thankfully, we finally hit a green. This looks like a right to lefter. A little bit uphill. Let's see if we can snake one in. Well, I had the speed right, but the read was incorrect. But we'll take the par and move on. Nice sand save for the par for Jake. I squeaked out a par myself on 11. Now we move over to 12, and there's nothing like a good, gentle, easy par 3.
Absolutely, yeah. You're not going to find too many of those out here at Bedford Valley, especially if you're playing the tips. None of the par 3s from the tips are under 200 yards, so they don't call it the big course for nothing. And as you can see behind us, we've got a couple big bunkers out there kind of protecting the green, and we'll have to get it on the green and see what we can do.
You and I are playing it from roughly 203, which for me is a 5-wood, and if we make a 3 here, I'll be very happy.
Yep, it's a good par hole here. If you leave with a par, you're going to be pretty happy.
Well, Jake said the par 3s out here are stout, and I tend to agree. So my 5-wood has me just off the right edge, heavy rough. Need to chip one close to save par. Now it's got to turn left a little bit and get in there tight. Sit, sit. All right, got one to the hole. Okay, left this one above the hole a bit to save par. Should be fairly quick. Thought I missed that on the right edge. We step up onto 13T. What a beautiful hole this is, par 5. It looks like it's forever, but it's not really all that long.
It's not too long, no. 470 yards from the tees we're playing. A little bit of a risk reward with the water on our left and some trees on the right. So if you can get one in the fairway, you have a go at it on your second shot.
What's your line of aim off of the tee?
Right at the 150 stick.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
So then you have that decision to make, to go forward or lay up. What challenges does the green present?
Yeah, it's a little bit, the green goes a little bit to the left on our second shot, so a little bit of a dogleg to the left and some bunkers that kind of mess with your eyesight a little bit. There's a bunker in the fairway that looks like it's much closer to the green, but it's not. So if you can get it up on the green and give yourself an eagle putt, we'll be doing pretty good.
Meanwhile, the wetlands is calling your name the entire hole.
Yep, absolutely. So there's a little bit of danger, but I think we're going to hit some straight shots here.
See the flag way up there. It's about 260 away, so I'm not going to reach that. I have to get around this tree. So my goal is to hit it at that giant pine tree with a little bit of a fade so that I have a reasonable third shot. There's the fade. And just short of the bunker, so we are in the rough, but we have a reasonable third shot. Mission accomplished. Does not look like it has a lot of movement to it. Just uphill a little bit, a tad bit slow. Please go in. I hit a little something. Oh. Well, we'll never complain about pars, but I'm going to complain about that par. I should have hit it harder. We played 10, 11, 12, and 13, but it only makes sense to finish up on the finishing hole, so we've jumped ahead to 18, and after a few different opportunities to shape my ball from left to right, now I have to reverse that.
Absolutely, you got your chance to hit a draw here on this 18th hole. It's a little bit uphill. You can see the big tree right behind me kind of guarding that draw, but I think you're going to get it around that tree, and you have an elevated shot into the green. Probably our two biggest bunkers at the resort guarding this green, and one of the biggest greens at the resort. So try to get it on the green and get your birdie here to finish it up.
And over the years, a whole lot of championships have been decided on this
right on this hole. Absolutely. Lots of senior opens come down to this hole right here.
Well, we managed to find the right rough. We've still got almost 180 to that hole location. Uphill a bit. See if we can get a 5-iron back there. That's going to be in the bunker. It might have caught a little grassy knoll up there. We'll see if we have a chance to get up and down to save a par. Seems like I have had an abundance of chips from the sides of greens. Here's one on 18. Need to get this up and down. Release, release, release. How fitting, a 5-footer to save my final par. Can we get up and down one final time? Hey, we did. Wonderful. We have put the clubs away now for the rest of the program, but there is one stop you have to make when you come to Battle Creek or Calhoun County, because you can't call it a real visit until you sit down and have dinner in Clara's on the river. This is Ross Simpson's place. What is it about this place that makes it so special and so popular?
Well, first of all, you can't beat the atmosphere. We're in a railroad depot that was built in 1888. It was a Michigan Central depot. We've been a restaurant for 32 years. It's just a very comfortable, wonderful place to be in.
Pretty popular place for golfers after a hot day on the course.
It is. If you look around right now, I've got a big group over here, big group over there. We get quite a few from not only locally, but Chicago, Detroit.
Thank you for the hospitality and the introduction to what makes Clara's so special.
Thank you for paying some attention to us. We appreciate it and doing what you do.
We have been on a rapid fire exploration of this region and have found just cool stuff in every direction. How do you sum up the visitor experience to Calhoun County?
I would say the visitor experience it's broad. There's so much stuff to do. I think a lot of people misinterpret Battle Creek as somewhere where there's not a lot to do, but there's so much. There's restaurants, breweries, there's so much outdoor stuff, including golf. We have so many trails and kayaking opportunities that people don't even know about.
When you start putting together a vacation, it can be kind of daunting sometimes with so many choices.
Yep.
Is there a resource that your team can help with for groups that are coming in and saying, hey, we want to figure out what to do, we need some help?
So Michigan Southern Swing is our golf co-op. Kelly, our golf coordinator, will put together a whole package for you, including golf courses and hotels. She'll go and book your tee times, book your hotel for you, and make it super simple so you don't even have to think about what to do. All you have to think about is other stuff in between.
I have just a couple of seconds left to conclude the program before the big guy here comes to get me. And on behalf of my friend, well, his name officially is Bubbles, but I've renamed him Bogey in honor of our efforts to go bogey-free throughout Battle Creek. The invitation is now yours to come and enjoy golf, life, way too much food, and all the fun that this region of Calhoun County has to offer. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, your pace of play on the golf course is a little bit faster than that. But either way, make sure you tee it up in this region of pure Michigan, Battle Creek and Calhoun County. We'll see you next time. Ready to go, Bogey?